In this video, we are going to do more graphing of sine and cosine functions. So in this first equation, we need to find some of our key information. But what's different about this one compared to some of the other functions that we have graphed is that my b value is inside the parentheses. So I can see that my b value here is 8. So I actually want to rewrite this equation with my b value factored out. So I'm going to factor out my b. So I'm going to have y equals 3 cosine of 8 times. So when I'm factoring out my b, I'm dividing both of these by b. So I have x minus pi over 2 plus 4. So our first step is always to factor out that b value that's in our parentheses before we fill in any of our information. So from here, I can see that my phase shift is this minus pi over 2. So that means I'm going right pi over 2. My period is going to be 2 pi divided by my b, which we just said was 8. So my period is going to be pi over 4. My sinusoidal axis is my up or down shift, so here it's plus 4. So my sinusoidal axis will be at y equals 4. My amplitude is my a value, so I can see that's this 3 here. My maximum value is going to be based on the sinusoidal axis as well as the amplitude. So if my sinusoidal axis is here at 4, that's my middle. That means my maximum will be 3 up from there at 7, and my minimum will be 3 down from there at 1. So these two will also contribute to my range, so I know my range would be 1 to 7. And my domain for all sine and cosine functions is going to be negative infinity to infinity because it's going to continue on in both directions. Before I fill in my inflection points, I'm actually going to graph my graph. So let's do the y-axis first because I kind of already did the y-axis here. So I'm going to start at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where my sinusoidal axis is going to be. My maximum is at 7 and my minimum is at 1. Now to graph my x-axis, I know I'm starting right pi over 2, so I'm just going to start at pi over 2. This is my first point. And my distance, or the length of my cycle, is pi over 4. So if I do pi over 2 plus pi over 4, that would be 2 pi over 4 plus pi over 4. So I know that my cycle would end at 3 pi over 4. Now we could use the method here where we find the midpoint and then find the midpoint between our midpoints. I'm actually going to use the interval method here because I think it's a little bit easier. So when we're finding our interval, we're always going to take our period and divide it by 4. So in this case, my period is pi over 4. I'm dividing it by 4. That's the same as doing pi over 4 times 1/4, which means my interval is a 16th. So starting here, pi over 2 would be the same as 8 pi over 16. So that means my next point would be 9 pi over 16. My next point would be 10 pi over 16, but I don't want to write it like that. I want to reduce it. So it's going to be 5 pi over 8. So 8, 9, 10, 11 pi over 16. And then this would be 12 pi over 16, which we already reduced to 3 pi over 4. Now, you could have found the midway between pi over 2 and 3 pi over 4 as 5 pi over 8, but you'd have to use midpoint formula. It's a little bit dicey with fractions, but either way would work. All right, so now we're graphing a cosine function, and my cosine function is going to start at my maximum. So I'm going to go to pi over 2, 7, make my first point, then go to the middle at my next point, go to the min, middle, max, and draw my cosine function. All right, so let's go back to this idea of inflection points. So my inflection points are where my graph goes between a max and a min. So my two inflection points are going to be here and here. So it says to name one, but I'm going to name both of them. So my first one is 9 pi over 16 comma 4, and my other one is 11 pi over 16 comma 4. So my inflection points will always be those middle points. So the cosine, there's 2 of them. In a sine cycle, there's 3. All right, let's take a look at our next graph. Now we have a sine graph. And again, my first step is I need to factor out this b value. So I'm going to factor out my b value of pi. And so if I'm doing pi over 2 divided by pi, that's the same as pi over 2 times 1 over pi, which would give me 1/2. All right, so my phase shift is plus 1/2, so that's going to be left 1/2. My period is 2 pi divided by b, and my b in this case is pi, so my period is 2. My sinusoidal axis is -1. My amplitude is 2, not -2. The negative just means there's a reflection. So keep that in mind. Your amplitude is always positive. My maximum value, well, my sinusoidal axis is at -1 and my amplitude is 2. If I go up 2, my maximum would be at 1. If I go down 2, my minimum would be at -3. Like I said, I'm going to save my inflection points, but I know I have 3 options for those. My domain would be -infinity to infinity, and my range would be -3 to 1. All right, I already kind of did my y-axis, so I'm going to relabel that. So -1 is my sinusoidal axis, my minimum's at -3, and my maximum's at 1. For my x-axis, I'm starting left 1/2, so I'm starting at -1/2. And then I need to figure out what my next points are going to be. So if my period is 2 and I divide it by 4, I figured out that my points are going to be 1/2 apart. So if I start at -1/2, my next point would be 0, then +1/2, then 1, then 3/2, then 2. So with a sine function, normally we start in the middle, go to the maximum, then go to the middle, then go to the minimum. But this is a reflected sine function because of this negative in here. So I'm still going to start in the middle. So I'm still going to start at -1/2, 1. But instead of going to the maximum for my next point, I'm going to go to the minimum, middle, maximum, middle, minimum. And actually, I accidentally included an extra point. We don't need this guy because that's a whole cycle right there. All right, now let's take a look at some of these equations and write the equations of these graphs. So we want to write 2 equations, one sine, one cosine function for the graph above. So the first thing I'm going to do is figure out where my sinusoidal axis is. So I can see that my max is here at 6 and my min is here at 2. So those are 4 apart. So I can see that my sinusoidal axis will be here at y equals 4. And based on that, I can see that my amplitude would be 2. Now I need to pick which function I want to do first. I am seeing that starting on my y-axis, I'm starting at my maximum here. And so I naturally just see a cycle of cosine right here. So I'm going to start with writing a cosine graph. So if I think about what my period of this cosine graph would be, if I'm going from 0 to pi, that means my period would be pi. So I need to figure out what my b value would be. Well, if 2 pi divided by b is equal to pi, that means b would equal 2. And I think we have all the information. So let's start writing our equation. So we're going to have y equals amplitude of 2 cosine, b value of 2, and then no shift. So I'm just going to have 2 times x, and then up 4. And we could also put this 2x in parentheses, either way. So that's one cosine function we could write. There's definitely more than one option, but I think that's the easiest one because there's no phase shift. Now let's pick a sine function to write. So again, everything's going to stay the same for sine except the phase shift. So I can see 2 kind of different options. Here's where I'm starting in the middle, and then it goes up to the maximum. So I can see a sine cycle happening from here to here. So that sine cycle is starting left pi over 4. So it's going to be the same as this cosine function, except for I'm going to have x plus pi over 4 to show that shift. Another sine function I see is actually starting here, and then it's a reflected sine function because it goes down first, then up. So that could be an example of a sine function. So it'd be very similar, but a -2 sine to show that it's a reflected sine function. And then it's shifted right pi over 4. So in my parentheses, I have x minus pi over 4 plus 4. So now there's a bunch of different equations we could write for this graph. These are just 3 examples. Let's do the same thing for the next one. So if I'm looking at number 2, if I'm looking at where it's starting on the y-axis, I can see a sine curve, a reflected sine curve happening from here to here. So if I'm thinking about a reflected sine curve, so first of all, it starts at 0 and goes to 2. So I know that my period is 2. I also see that this middle, my sinusoidal axis, is here at 4 because my max is at 7 and my min is at 1. So that means my amplitude is 3. Let's go on more of this period stuff. So if my period is 2, so 2 pi divided by b would equal 2. That means b is pi. And this sign has no shift, but it is reflected. So for this first equation, I'm going to have negative 3 sine of pi times x plus 4 to represent that blue curve. So let's do the same thing, but now let's do it for a cosine function. So I'm going to look at for starting at my maximum. So here, if I start at my maximum, I can have a cosine function. That cycle starts there and ends here. So again, everything's going to be the same except for that phase shift. So I'm going to have y equals 3 cosine of pi, and then x, well, I'm going left a half, so plus a half, or plus 0.5, and then plus 4. We could have also done a cosine curve that started here and was a reflected curve and ended here. And so that would be very similar, except that I shifted right a half. And I would have a negative 3 in front to show that reflection of cosine. But again, there's many different ways. If I wanted to start my cosine here and end my cycle here, that would be a left 1.5, so 1.5 plus 4, and it would be a negative 3 in front because it's a reflected cosine. So there are many different ways you could write the equation of this graph. All right, let's look at 2 more examples. So I have another graph here. Again, if I'm looking at where it's starting on the y-axis, that would mean no phase shift. I see a reflected cosine graph happening from here to here. So it's going to be a negative something cosine. So let's find the sinusoidal axes. So I see my max is here at 8 and my min is here at 12, so those are 20 apart, so midpoint would be 10. So my sinusoidal axis is going to be at negative 2, which means my amplitude is a distance of 10. Let's look at that period. So if I'm starting at 0 and going to pi, that means my period is pi. So if I do 2 pi over b equals pi, that means b would equal 2. And I have no phase shift, so I think I have all my information. So negative 10 cosine, my b is 2 times x, because there's no phase shift. And then I went down 2. And so that would be that cosine function. Let's write a sine function, then we'll talk about some other cosine functions. So a sine function is going to start at this sinusoidal axis. So I see that happening right here, and then it completing its cycle there. So y would equal, well, positive 10 because it's going up to the maximum first. Sine of 2 times, well, I'm shifted right pi over 4, so that's going to be minus pi over 4 minus 2. So that'd be one way to write the sine function. You could have also started your sine function here and completed the cycle to here. So if I was writing that, it'd be negative 10 sine of 2 times x plus pi over 4 minus 2. If I wanted to write a positive cosine function, I could have started it here and ended it here. So that would have been 10 cosine of 2 times x plus pi over 2 minus 2. Could have also started the cosine function here and ended it here. That would have been 10 cosine of 2 times x minus pi over 2 minus 2. So we only had to write 2, but I just want to demonstrate that there's lots of different ways we could write the equation of this graph. All right, let's look at this last one. So again, let's find the middle first. So my max is here at 5, and my min is here at negative 5. Oh, so my sinusoidal axis is just at 0, and my amplitude is 5. All right, so if I look at where I'm starting on the y-axis, I look like I'm starting at a maximum, so my instinct is to write a cosine equation for this graph. And looks like my period is 0 to 8, so it's going to be 8. So 2 pi divided by b equals 8. So let's cross multiply this one because it's a little bit trickier to solve. So I'm going to have 2 pi equals 8b. And so b is going to equal pi over 4. So I'm going to have y equals amplitude of 5 cosine. My b is pi over 4 times x, no phase shift, and no sinusoidal, up or down. So that would be one equation for this graph. Like I said, there's many equations you could write. This is just one of them. I'll also write a sine graph if we were curious. So sine starts at the middle here. So if I was completing a cycle of sine, it would start here to here. I know that my b is already pi over 4. So I'd have 5 sine of pi over 4 times x. Well, I went left 2, so plus 2. And so that'd be a way to write the sine equation for this graph.